Hey Tori,
Yes.
in the midst of all this, I just like am angrily like clutching and breaking my pen or like
Yep.
something in my hands and trying to see if I can use magic to fix it in the form of mending.
Yep. And you go to try and like it kind of fixes, but then it immediately falls back apart again. So things are almost like subdued here.
I see.
There
That's
might
that's what I
be,
wanted to know.
yeah, they have things kind of hunkered down on the magic front.
That's what I was getting at.
Yep. So
Thank you.
then the next witness walks
Zaminiar
up.
is
Go on. What is Miniar
Zaminiar
doing?
is fully into what's happening in the courtroom right now. I completely forgot about how important everything is. Like just in there.
Just like here for the drama. The most drama.
Yeah.
And the next witness walks up, which Miles you would recognize as Pochari's wife.
Oh.
You recognize her very much so.
Mhm.
And Lady Laura walks up and she goes, Madame, I understand this is a hard time for you as a treacherous, dark thing happened in your church. She goes, yes, it did. Could you please tell me, did you ever see the woman walk out of your church that you live in? No, I never saw her leave or them leave. There are dwarven tunnels under the church that I thought they ran out of, and I told the guard, and they never went searching in them. I found it odd, but then they found her body, and it was fine. That is all I have to ask. You never saw her leave. They never left. Where else could they have gone? Except to go and kill her. Dun dun. And she walks away. Back to her podium. Attorney Dan enters the ring. And he goes, so you
Ooh.
never saw any of my clients leave either? No. But you say there were tunnels that were not searched. Did they ever get searched? No. As her body was found. But where was the blood? Madame Hari. And she just kind of looks. She goes, I don't know. I just lived there and I never saw them leave. And I believe they did it. They murdered that woman for money. Money, you say? I don't see any documents of money. It would almost be like we'd have to ask those on the stand if they were even getting paid. And all three of them, like Hamlet finally takes his gaze off of you and just looks at Dan and then looks back at you guys. Just right back. And the king goes, Dan, Attorney Dan, you know you cannot ask me questions. Nor do I really care about the money. So, please end this line of questioning and bring on the next witness if you have no other actual questions. And Dan goes, Poach, Madame Hari, do you truly believe Winslow, a character that has been never known to have more than 4 seconds of thought, really plan all of this out? No, I don't know them. Ah! And she just like runs out of the courtroom and he goes, well, I think I've rested my case with her very well. As she runs away out of the courtroom. And then the king calls
What's gonna
them
happen
both.
next?
The king calls them both to the bench and says, please tell me we're done with this soon. We're almost done, yes? I think it's very clear what happened here and the points you're making, Laura. And Dan, whatever you're doing. He's like, thank you, king, your highness.
Oh,
Dan, you may start bringing in your people or we can question those accused. I would like to question those accused. I would like to bring in the people that were accused. But let's hear what others have to say about them first. Dun dun. And at this point...
Why does that feel like a Nickelodeon presentation?
Totally Law and Order,
Like,
man.
let's see what these people say first.
This
And
is
at
so
this
grating.
That's live time.
You see Martha walk in, and she looks up at all of you. And she smiles to the king and to both Attorney Dan and Lady Laura, pretty much smiling to the courtroom. And Lady Laura looks, and she's like, "You may go first, Dan. I have no means to ask this woman questions."
She has no means to ask anyone questions. She's the worst at her job, next to Mr. Dan himself.
You shut up. You shut your mouth right now.
I have never seen worse prosecution or defense.
Alright, that is fair. But Martha's fine.
And Martha, my sweet Martha, please tell the court about the kindness that these people have shown and seen, and remember your fond days of Sunny. Please go. And at this point, Martha sighs and looks up at the group. I have known this group for roughly a few weeks at most, and they are always kind, and I'm always so shy, but they would never hurt a fly. They protect those boys and Gilly with everything they have. Even now, they were trying to protect while in the jail cells. Haribo was telling us about a hole in the fence that Gilly was getting through, Princess Gilly. And we were able to find that hole and get it sealed up to the best of our abilities right now. Because of that great thing she did. And she's suddenly like talking with such like confidence. Anytime you've spoken to Martha, she is so freaking timid. It's like, what are you saying? But now she's just bursting with confidence. I would never suspect them to kill that Sunny girl, and I don't think they did. And Attorney Dan is just like, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. They did not do it. And the king just says, all right, I'm done. I cannot. Martha. Yes, Your Highness? Do you believe Winslow did this? No, sir, I don't. I really don't. And I believe that they could never do it. Winslow doesn't think that far ahead. Honestly.
Wow, it all comes full circle. Thank
Winslow
goodness.
just slouches down in his chair.
And
Bo looks
that
over at
point-
Winslow and mouths, "Sorry."
And Harold just kind of sits there sternly as he's finally almost paying attention, and Hamlet looks down at Martha. And Martha, you could tell, like, just shivers as soon as he makes eye contact with her. And he goes, "That'll be all, Martha." And she's like, "Thank you." And then Lady Laura just, like, kind of lets her go. Doesn't even question her. She's like, peasant. Has nothing to say. And at this point, she leaves. And Attorney Dan stands there and he goes, "I do have one more witness, but I think Martha will suffice. Though, this next witness I have will give them an alibi to where they were.
Oh no.
Bring in Jarvis,
Thank goodness.
the butler of one of the accused.
I have a bad feeling about this.
And at this point, Miles, I will let you speak for
He's
Jarvis."
even backwards.
Oh no, I'm not prepared to speak for Jarvis.
You get
Okay.
to speak for Jarvis.
Well, this
Attorney
will be
Dan
better
walk-
than I thought then.
Attorney Dan walks up to Jarvis and he goes, "Sir Jarvis of Miles Crosswell, please tell us where these four were instead of committing a crime. Where
yes,
were
of
they?"
course. Now, if you recall, Pochari's wife mentioned that there have been tunnels that were not searched, and I'm sure you'll all recall that there was absolutely no evidence of any kind about my clients leaving the church, which they most assuredly have. I have here a letter from Count Biscoff, who is a friend to Miles and a friend to all of my associates. And he says here that they had been spending a couple nights with him. Now, Sonny did not make the journey with them. I do not know why. But he assures me, and you can see this letter stamped with his official seal, saying that they had spent almost most of that week at his personal villa.
You have folks. How could they commit a crime when they are at a villa with a note as he holds up the paper? Evidence that wasn't put into our directory.
It's
Could
got
not
an
be a
official seal.
violation. We could not have this be a violation of any sort. None at all. Blasphemy. As the king just looks and
Well, Jarvis is more useful than Lyle.
Lady Laura looks at the letter and she goes, "It's valid.
Of course it is.
Even if it's not in the file at all. It's valid. I rest my case. I have no further questions." As you realize Dan didn't ask any questions to Jarvis. But Lady Laura then walks up. And she goes, "Jarvis, was it?
Yes, ma'am.
You're an elf, aren't you?
Certainly.
Oh no.
That means
Oh,
your
boy.
life would be pretty much sworn to Miles, correct?"
2 miles, yes, that is correct.
Uh,
Oh boy.
Mhm. So how can we not say that, you made this up?
Because this has an official seal, which
And
is
there it is.
neither
Have an official
Miles's
seal.
nor mine. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. So let me get this straight. Anything you say, though, we could toss out, right? You're an elf. You have no rights here in this city. Right, King? As she looks up and smiles.
Now, this letter, of course, is not
Oh, God.
from an elf. This letter is from a count. Are you at the level of a count, madam?
I am a lady.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
A lady. Does that put you above a count?
Puts me at the same level.
Oh, well.
Thank you. But, King, tell me, can we even accept his testimony? That
It's-
never do anything like this? Right, Jarvis? You would never see them kill a teammate, would you?
Of course not.
Can we even accept that, seeing he's an elf? Not reliable. And Dan steps up. But if you throw
You
his out,
stop.
you must throw out the dwarf that saw them enter as well, that wanted to woo the Sunny Meadows, the victim.
Jarvis
He
chimes
is a
in.
dwarf.
Jarvis chimes in. Now, this isn't my testimony. This is the testimony of Count Biscoff, who is a human.
King, what would you like to
They don't
rule on it?
care.
And he sits there and he goes, "Throw out the elf, keep the letter. Be off the throne now. I want to hear from the accused." "Very well. Thank you, Sir Jarvis of Miles Crosswell."
He leaves
And
without
he-
so much as a word to her, or to
That's
Dan.
fair. And he's gone. Ugh. And he's off the charts and away.
And
So
away.
now, who would you like to hear from first, King? I want to hear from the accused, Winslow. And Winslow is then thrown into the podium. Sir Winslow,
Just remember, you can't do literally any worse than Dan is doing.
Dan walks up. He goes, "You got this, champ." Sir Winslow, tell us your story. What did you do instead of the heinous crime of Sunny Meadows?
Well, the last few days have been a bit foggy, so I don't have clear recollection on what happened. But the last time we had seen Sunny was in the basement, and I believe she either hit her head or fell asleep.
And Dan just kind of like winces his hand at the table. It's like, oh dear God. So, when did you go to Count Biscoff's, like the letter states?
Oh,
Well, it was at the beginning of the week. Surely you remember. I know you said your memory's foggy, but
Quiet and silent
sorry.
as the king just like announces. Winslow, when did you go to Count Biscoff's? Answer the question.
You're literally
was
gonna make me
after-
need I'm gonna need a new false identity after this. Christ.
oh no, Winslow!
Roll wisdom. Winslow, roll wisdom.
Okay, I'll roll wisdom.
Oh no!
You're reaffirming
Yes.
what they're saying about not being able to plan ahead. Winslow.
Correct, as stated before, I don't have a good memory and where's wisdom?
Clearly not in your head. Oh,
Oh,
as Attorney Dan showed.
Whoa.
fucking Deanna.
We have fun here.
And then, so Winslow, you would remember, based on the timeline, you guys went about 5 days ago to Count Biscoff's,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
The allegations have it.
There are allegations.
Lady Laura steps up. Winslow, when did you go to Count Biscoff's?
I believe it was 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm. And what did you guys
Stroking
do
your
there?
beard.
And what did you guys do there? Did you go out?
I believe we just stayed in the villa.
A villa. What did you just eat tea and crumpets for 5 days?
Well, we are hard workers that need to build up our strength for the next task at hand.
Now, let me recall this to you, just to make sure. Weren't you all on a mission to protect Prince Hamlet, one of the possible future kings? And you just thought it'd be a good time to go on a vacation?
Objection. We were also given a list of errands to run by the king and the royal family as a whole. Certainly seemed a good time to visit my good friend Count Biscoff as well.
Attorney Dan just looks up and does like the silent face of the shoo, like the whole face, like be very quiet.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Like, shut up!
And you see him like write on a piece of paper, "You are not on the stand. Wait." And then he flips the page. "You will save this case, but just fucking wait." And he just kind of like throws it down.
I
And
cannot
Laura-
wait for this.
And then Laura goes, "So, Winslow, were you not on a mission?"
Well, we were, but we were also given additional tasks that had to be completed.
And what were those tasks,
Supposed
Winslow?
metagame never came up.
Do we have the list still? Were we
Oh
given
god,
a
do
list?
we?
I think
we were
Miles
given
had
the
it.
list.
Do I have
Miles, do you got that?
Well, let me do a quick search of my inventory.
God, I really should have been paying attention when we were doing things earlier.
Legitimately.
I really don't care until we start
I
killing
think the list
Or
was not on me, because I think I just, like, left everybody and went and did my own thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was me with the list. I think, honestly,
yeah.
Sunny might have been
Oh
the
no!
list.
I really hope
I think she
does have the
we should all have like a group.
We'll
We
have
just
to
all
check
have
the
like a
bags.
group moment of, oh god, did Sonny have it?
And Lady Laura just kind of grins, saying, "So you don't have any documents saying that you were on this errand run, correct?"
I mean,
Harold. Harold knows.
And the king just looks over at the box. "If I have to remind you to be silent again, I'm not scared to kill you today." And then you guys just kind of see Harold, like, smile as he's just, like, almost giggling in a sense, as he just realizes he's turning into his father. He just kind of starts chuckling a bit, and Hamlet just sternly looks at all of you. And then looks back at Winslow. So they have no evidence that they were on these errands. Attorney Dan walks up. "Winslow,
Mm-hmm.
when you guys left Hamlet's care, was he with someone that would be taking care of him for you?"
I believe there was additional people with us, additional guards.
Exactly. So why would they have to be by Hamlet's side at all times? They were told they could go off. There was other guards with Sir Hamlet. Prince Hamlet, I am sorry, as he like bows, his cape billowing when he does it. So why would they have to be there? And as we clearly see, Winslow can barely even remember what he did today. So why and how would he be able to plan out this so thoughtful murder you are claiming about money and yada yada yadas? That's all I have to ask Winslow. Lady Laura. She sits there and she goes, "I have nothing for someone who has no rights." And Winslow is sent back to the box.
Winslow sits down and then wipes his forehead that's drenched in sweat.
Nice try,
Next.
Winslow.
Next to the stand. "Who would you like, Your Highness?" "Well, he's the only one being accused currently. So we will adjourn for the moment and speak to see what we will do about Sir Winslow." And the court is adjourned, and you guys are sent back to your jail cell in the meantime.